Hi, Lori here. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the readings for week 1. I'm going to start with Oppression by Marilyn Frye. I think she does a great job in this article of clarifying the difference between oppression and trouble in our lives, or like the skier who crashes into a tree. And the thing that I think she points out about oppression that's so important to remember is this notion of the double bind. It's on page 14 and 15 of our text. She talks about, for women, it's being told to smile. And she says, if we're told to smile, we show that we accept our oppressed position. We're happy with it. But if we don't smile, then people are telling us to smile all the time. So we can't win if we're smiling, and we can't win if we're not. She also talks about the condition of women who are not sexually active, then we're called frigid. We are sexually active, then we're called whores. We cannot win. And she typifies this or explains this as a double bind. Then she says, and I've highlighted the section here, the experience of oppressed people is that the living of one's life is confined and shaped by forces and barriers which are not accidental or occasional and hence avoidable, but are systemically related to each other in such a way to catch one between and among them and restrict or penalize motion in any direction. It is the experience of being caged in. All avenues in every direction are blocked or booby-trapped. And then she talks about the bird cage. If you get up close to a wire, you can't imagine why you couldn't just fly around that wire and be free. But it turns out that it's all the wires together that are keeping birds constrained. And that's how she talks about oppression. And in our case, the way we talk about it in feminism, and now more broadly in culture and society, is that all the wires together are an example of how our lives are lived intersectionally. In our text, okay, hopefully this will work. In our text, here it is. This is the section of the text that's talking about intersectionality. The text says that intersectionality is a way to think about the systems of oppression that are working together rather than separately. The text says, for instance, the way sexism is experienced depends not only on a person's gender, but how the person experiences racism, economic inequality, ageism, and other forms of marginalization within particular historical and cultural contexts. So we are never just our gender, or just our race, or just our class. We're always all those things together. And intersectionality helps us think about the ways in which, for example, me as a white lesbian in my 50s experiences the world, and the world makes sense of me, right? Helps frame what I'm capable to imagine, what I'm capable to do, and how I might resist. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is Bell Hooks' book, All About Love. The reason why we're reading this text is because I feel like love is one of the things that might help us transform our culture and society to get more justice. And Hooks talks about in this section that you read for week 1, how she was drawn to think about love, why she thinks love is so important for justice. And here at the end of the section, she talks about contemplating the practice of love in everyday life. And she says, all about love, this is the text that we're going to read this semester, provides a radical new way to think about the art of loving, offering a hopeful, joyous vision of love's transformative power. It lets us know what we must do to love again. Gathering love's wisdom, it lets us know what we must do to be touched by love's grace. And we're going to learn all about love this semester. about love of the self, love in families, love in community, romantic love, spiritual love, commitment. And for bell hooks, and also for me, I feel like love is one of the ways that we can connect to ourselves and others to resist injustice in the world and make us ourselves and others more free. Okay, thanks for listening. More soon. Peace.